Speakers from Middle East.
Sorry, I want out of the back.
Dipika is here?
She was here. She had a name. I'm not sure where she went. She was here.
Can you start, ladies? We have a speaker?
Yes. It's fine.
How are we able to find out when?
Good morning, ladies. Thank you for your time, thank you for your attendance, and thank you for your patience. We have 4 speakers here this morning. Our topic is on the screen, making a change and other stories. And I will let each speaker introduce themselves and give a little bit of a context or bio in terms of their background. Please will you welcome Miss Laura Moschini. Moschini, I'm so sorry.
Good morning. I am Laura Moschini. I come from Italy, and I teach at the University Roma 3, and I teach social ethics by a gender perspective. And among my interests, stories for change and empowerment, that was my panel, but we are very, very close. My panel is very close to yours, so I think I can make a presentation. I hope nice and stories for change and empowerment that, thank you. Today we ask storytelling, we call storytelling, we intend storytelling. It's quite the same matter. So, speaking about the stories and storytelling, firstly I think to Charlotte Perkins Gilman. She was an American economist and one of the first sociologists in the USA, and she is, as you can see, she was born in 1860, but her studies, ideas and proposals are for a social reorganization starting from women empowerment and reconsideration of motherhood as a fundamental social function. Still today are object of studies and researches in many USA universities and universities all over the world. Her studies, research and novels are still today edited, and you can find them in the website or if you find for them. So through her famous essays, Women and Economics, The Man-Made World, The Home, Concerning Children, His Religion and Theirs, Social Ethics, The Dress of Women, Human Work, and so on, Gilman still today offer instruments to understand the reality of social traditional patriarchal setting and how many aspects of this organization model are outdated and opposed not only to ethical issues but to social progress because of the absence in them of women's point of view. Gilman, as well as others women writers before her, understand very well that the success of an idea goes through the feelings that it can arouse, anticipate the art of storytelling. She, in the preface to Women and Economics, a study direct to which in special the thinking women of the time, of today, she wrote, of the time, and urged upon them a new sense, she also wrote that it's hoped that also that the theory advanced will prove sufficiently suggestive to give rise to such further study and discussion. So, if an essay has to be sufficiently suggestive to reach thinking women, what a tool could be better than the stories to reach all the others, even those who were, but also still today are not used to be thinking women, or even thinking men. For this reason, Gilman didn't write only essays or articles, but also many novels and short stories. Through them, she intended to give to her contemporaries the ability to see the positive radical changes that she had theorized, to show that the changement could be possible if women's point of view become part of decision-making criteria, both at home as well as in high position. And in economic and social level. But as we told, in addition to consider the gender point of view that we call today gender mainstreaming, in addition to gender mainstreaming, we need women's empowerment. As we know, women's empowerment that is consists in the return to themselves the ability to exercise power before to exercise it. This is very important because otherwise women continue to act according to men, to their desire or their point of view. Not as women, starting from their point of view, but from the point of view, the men's point of view. As we know, as in the UN conference of Beijing in 1995, government all over the world approved these two key principles about gender mainstreaming and empowerment. But still today, as we know, women continue to suffer the consequences of situation and decision that they don't take. So, Gilman, as a child, knew the enchantment of the stories when they touched the heart. She loved the stories and she tried on herself stimulating action to develop critical thinking and imagination. She decided to translate into the story her ideas and her proposals to make them reach the most people possible, and even in their houses. The novels where Gilma represented her ideas in a more defined way mainly are the three utopian novels published among 1909 and 1916, Moving the Mountain, Erland, and Wither in Our Land. In them, to increase the credibility of what she narrated and her ideas, obviously, she used a male narrator. But it is in her short stories that we can find the reality of everyday life. In each story, women and men discover that a female point of view not only exists, but it can improve the situation, the condition of everybody, and not only of women. On the other hand, women find that this is only possible if they feel authoritative. In Gilman's short stories, women always face the reason why they need to become self-confident, authoritative, autonomous, and economically independent. Then they understand how to make the change, and finally they act and become autonomous and independent. The reason to free themselves from traditional roles and a way of life are many. Feel themselves lonely or useless for family or society after raising their children, or being widowed, or being betrayed, or by economic needs, or by gender violence and bullying, or by the demands of men and of society on sexual roles, and on activities as homeworks or other activities they don't desire to do, or the lack of understanding of postpartum depression causes by the motherhood. The way to get freedom shown by Gilman are mainly to become aware of their condition and to get economic independence through a job or business activity, and overall solidarity with other women. Empower strategy indicated consists in being independent in taking decisions. For example, to abandon the violent husband or traitor, to manage production business activities and manage and invest the earned money, or put on innovative entrepreneurial activities. These topics can be found in Making the Change and in almost all short stories. At the beginning, in Making the Change, just for example, at the beginning, two women live in traditional lifestyle. Then something happens and causes a state of crisis. After tackling the crisis, women decide not to shy away from the challenges, but to act to solve problems. Women at first are natural enemies, according to common sense, because they are mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. And then they become social, overcoming stereotypes and prejudices and understanding the reason each other. Women organize themselves thanks to their initiative spirit and creativity to overcome the crisis and produce good results in all areas. Gender relation improves and family budget improves. Women regain a human dimension, abandoning over sexy aspects, and men are happy because they are close to women, able to encourage them to become better and happier men. So everything is okay. The point of view of women not only emerges but gives its fruit. So what a better proof that you need to break down prejudices and stereotypes. Through women's success stories and their winning, although non-conventional ideas for the improvement of living conditions, we are stimulated to rethink the family relationships and roles, rethinking also social organization. The way to solve difficulties through new ideas produce happiness and well-being, and this is a good practice to follow. But first and foremost, it means the gradual education to a new way of seeing different things, no more hidden by a veil of prejudice. So, I finish my presentation, and I hope that we will talk about this argument. Thank you very much for the attention.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's have some energy. Talking and speaking is part of the day. We are connecting with each other with various topics, getting to know each other's thoughts. But the biggest achievement we have with Women Economic Forum is to connect with each other, right?
Yes.
So we have to have a lovely morning, lovely afternoon, amazing evening, and wonderful nights. So I'm Babeetta Sakxena. I'm a social entrepreneur, and I worked with the media for a good number of years. Actor, singer, dancer, educationist, and my passion began last year with an initiative, Let's Give Back. Let's Give Back is all about sharing whatever I have learned and earned over the years through, by the grace of God, through my talents, my parents' blessings, and that is the happiest achievement for me so far, and it is so satisfying, and I'm so contented with what I've started. It's 1 year now. We've just celebrated the anniversary of Let's Give Back initiative. We've made it into a foundation now. So I'll just tell you a little bit about that what we do is, my forte lies in organizing events. and I have great organizational abilities, and combining it with all the talents I have, I am changing the face of events. So this is connected with the topic. And I don't know what it says over here. What I read yesterday was write and tell your story, the biggest marketing tool,
Yes.
right? So and that's how I begin, by telling my story. And I guess that's the best marketing tool one can ever have. And the best entertainer are the storybooks, are the stories which your grandparents tell, your parents tell, your friends tell. Each day, you young girls, your friend has a story to tell, right? About something or the other. Even here, right here in this room, there are so many stories we can write about and we can listen to. There's a story which my friend is telling. She is coordinating Goodreads and then the time limitation. So there's a story with the panelists sitting over there. There's a story with the audience. They're trying to assimilate what is happening. And so many other stories. And when you tell your story can be the biggest tool. So I was talking about doing events and staying in Delhi, the metro city, for around about 10 years now. I was quite suffocated with the kind of environment I would face while I would attend events of different nature. There is traffic to brave, there is time to spend, and when you come back, you are totally saturated, exhausted. I feel that I have not made good use of my time because there is too much of show, there is too much of superficiality, there is too much of, there isn't any substance, there isn't any meaning. And without complaining or cribbing about the existing situations, the existing phase of events, I started this initiative, being what I feel the events should be, adding so much more meaning to them, adding so much more substance to them. I weave always a social cause around each and every event. My last event was celebrating Holi, the season of Holi, which is Phagun in India. So I kind of celebrated Holi, one of our major festivals, in traditional style, with the Sufi Qawwali and Kathak dance, which is the most popular dance form of India, with the traditional food items from Purani Delhi. And it was, the venue was the President's Estate, Rashtrapati Bhavan. So what better venue and what better, and then we dedicated it to celebrating autism. So, and we had this autistic young lady, 23-year-old, whose artwork, she's an amazing painter, so we displayed the whole lawn at President Estate was decorated with her artwork, and we dedicated the whole event to her. So when people come to my events, they're so happy, they're so charged up, they go so inspired. So this is the way, and in my events, I have myself in them. They are all my stories. Again, why I chose events as a mode, because I was not happy with what I was witnessing in the events I would go. Similarly, I'm very, very sensitive about those children who are not considered to be academically excellent or being good in studies. Because at one point of time I was very good in studies. At one point of time I actually failed twice in life. So there was the 5th standard when I failed, there was an overlap of session, and there was 8th standard when I flunked. And when I was repeating the class 8, I decided, I made a vow, I promised to myself that come what may, I'm going to be very good in whatever I do. And 9th onwards, my journey, a different kind of journey began. I topped in class 12, I was the literary club president of my college, I belong to Lucknow, a very, very cultural city. And the journey till now is remarkable. So whatever I felt, I am a byproduct of parents who were part of the partition problems. So I have a Punjabi mother and a Kayast father, and it was an intercaste marriage in 1964. So their struggle, their journey, what they could give us, not a luxurious lifestyle, it was each day struggle and they were both working at that time. That's where they met. But what they gave us best was the education. So, and we are reaping the benefits of that. All 3 brothers, I have got 2 brothers and the only sister. So we studied in the best of schools. So as I told you, I'm a journalist by my qualification. So I worked with Times of India and television and radio for a very long time. And those of you who are well versed with World Space Radio. So I was RJing the Indian classical program from Delhi till World Space was there. So and I've acted in 2 films as well. I worked with Imtiaz Ali on Tamasha. I worked with Randeep Huda. I was in the film. So 70mm had me, Babeetta, Sakxena for a brief moment. So it was very exhilarating. So since promotion is very close to my heart, and I feel that to bring about any change, I don't say empowerment. Yesterday also in my session, I don't say empowerment at all, because woman herself is so powerful. Who can empower her? It's just that we need to kind of, time and again recharge our energies, bring it out as any other person. It could be a child, it could be a man, it could be anyone for that matter. Why a woman empowerment? People always talk about women empowerment. She's so powerful, she's Shakti. She's got the 9 divine energies of Ma Durga. So, yes, to bring about the change, to let the woman do what she's capable of doing, to make her be what she's meant to be, I feel, and I'm doing it every day. I'm using my story and the stories of women like me as the biggest marketing tool to promote my work, and I think it's doing wonders. I don't need to go and go to any ad agency to make a particular ad for whatever I do, whether it's my events or it's my work or whatever vertical I start with. So I think, and you must be seeing the change on videos, various products. Recently we have one very good product in which we see these 2 people. This lady is going for a vacation to Goa, and it's an ad about some product like you always work for somebody else until you work for yourself. So people are realizing, businesses are realizing that sharing stories and storytelling is the best way to promote anything. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and it's my privilege to share my thoughts over here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are we today? Wonderful? Great. I'm Dipika Trehan, the founder of the Health of Women Forum, and with lovely information on telling your story. I'm sure the younger generation here as well is buzzing with ideas. How many of us have ideas that we want to convert into? Wow. Wow. Oh, lovely. Lovely. So I'm going to make it a little bit fun for you. I'm going to kind of share my own journey. To begin with, write and tell your story is indeed your best marketing tool. You can be your best brand ambassador. And I'm just going to show you how it's been for me. A little about me, by education, by qualification, an HR professional. Moved out of the country for a while, got back with kids and change of jobs and things like that. I'm also part of the Sherry Black Foundation for Women, and of course with the WEF, which is Women's Economic Forum. I conduct a lot of corporate wellness and stress management workshops. And the motto of the Health of Women Forum is making a woman fall in love again, this time with herself. How that all began? That all began with me being about a whooping 94 kgs, which is about 190 pounds, after the second child was born, and wasn't a happy space to be in. So fitness and wellness was something that I got into there, but what I realized was there's much more in terms of your own wellness than being size 0. And there was a journey that happened for me. That led me to understand that a lot of women go through a lot of things, and that was my story, right? But creating of the Health of Women Forum was based on the fact that this was my journey. I'm sure a lot of other women are going through that journey. Why not just do a bit of a best practice sharing and build a forum where we could take a woman's wellness on priority? Coming back to the topic, how writing and telling your own story can be the best marketing tool, and the ways to go about it. So when we're looking at ideas converting into action, The first thing is that each one of us has a unique story, right? And we must write about it. Those are pictures of my blog, right? It just gives you a little bit of an outline as to the best way to start writing is go on to WordPress, create your blog. It's free of cost, and it just helps you put in your ideas, literally pen them down, right? You're open to the fact when you want the world to watch what you're writing. Otherwise, it could just be an e-diary for you. That's how the Health of Women Forum started off, as a blog. It still is a blog, which I write on. So that's important. So when you're looking at your ideas and you want to jot them down, instead of saving them on your computer, you want a web link to it, log on to WordPress. It's free of cost, and just jot whatever is in your mind. The next thing is write about the work that you offer or you intend offering, and authenticate the work done with pictures. It's a very well-known quote that a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. So your work, make sure you do capture pictures of your work, right? And in that blog itself, you will learn how to. I fiddled around with WordPress a lot, right? Sometimes figured out what I wanted to, sometimes lost the information I had because I didn't figure it out well. But it's a matter of playing around with blogging. But however, it does give you a result at the end of the day. So make sure that you're creating something which informs people of the work or your idea that you have in mind. And as you practice your idea, as you practice your work, you authenticate that with pictures that people could relate to. Right? Besides work posts, besides your core idea, do also write about certain value additions that you do to your idea. For example, I specialize in fitness and wellness, especially through yoga. And while the corporate workshops was going on, when I got a bit of a time, I got a little bit of video recordings done of yoga for various lifestyle diseases, and I posted that on YouTube. Today that has more than about 200,000 likes to it. So what happens is that in your free time, when you can do some value addition to your core idea, it automatically adds value to your work, to your idea. So yes, as I said, besides work, you must do something which adds value, and make sure you're posting it. And that's why WordPress is beautiful, because you post it and you can publish it later. That's fine. You can publish it when you're ready and when you want the world to watch, right? You don't want the world watching you fiddling around with the blog. So once you're confident about the way that you're going and the path that you're following, and you like the way the blog looks like, that's when you can go ahead and publish it. But make sure you're posting it, right? That's important. That also communicates your passion towards your core idea, right? Visuals are a great marketing tool, so make sure when you're writing your blog, do create something which has a gallery to it. People like to just, sometimes to get an overview of your idea of the work that you do. Instead of reading a lot of text, they just like to go through pictures and kind of get an idea as to what's the kind of work that you offer. So be it my corporate workshops, my non-corporate workshops, the yoga workshops, the stress management workshops, whatever it is, it's just been clubbed under gallery, and then that's projected through the gallery. And also, at the end, do ensure a way where you have like a feedback or a contact or a connect form that anybody, once you publish your blog or convert it into a website, anybody has the approachability to write to you and get, kind of connect with you. Because that's also in a way a marketing tool, right? Because somebody going through, and suppose somebody likes your work, but if there's no space you've left for them to get in touch with you, is of no use literally. So make sure we have something where we invite people to give their feedbacks as well as stay connected with us. That's about it. The most important thing is when you're writing your blog, you could have whatever your idea is at that time, and for me it was the HOW Forum, HOW, which is Health of Women Forum. And that comes with, the WordPress comes with www.thehealthofwomen or the howforum.wordpress.com. But when you're looking at converting it into a website of your own, I did it a little late, but I was lucky to get the domain. But it doesn't really cost much. You could log on to websites like GoDaddy and things like that, which offer you these domains at just about 199 rupees or something. But suppose you have an idea, you have a name in place for your blog or for your idea or for the work that you set out to do, make sure you check a domain and go ahead and block that domain. Because for me, 2 years later, I've converted that into a website. So it is now the howforum.com, right? But that's also a thing that you can do at the start, right? So putting all of this together, make sure, just summing it up, write your story, write it on a blog for sure, back that up with visuals. Along with your visuals, do something that which is of value addition, and make sure you're writing about that value addition, right? All this thing comes handy at the end of the day. And then have a picture gallery, because pictures speak much more than words. And this can be done at the start itself, is to block a domain for yourself, so you get a .com right away. And later on, you could map or link the .com with your blog when you feel comfortable to publish it out to the world. That's about it from my side. It'll be lovely to be in touch. If possible, go ahead, visit the healthoftheHOWforum.com, which right now is again mapped with the blog. So the website, when I get the money, when I get the funds, I'm going to invest in the website part of it. But thankfully for me, I feel happy enough to just say that www.thehowforum.com, it automatically links to my blog, and I'm happy with that. It'll be wonderful to stay connected. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so fortunate. I saw these lovely young women walking in this morning, and I was wondering who they were, and I'm blessed that you guys are here this morning because I brought my own daughter from America, sorry Grace, so she could see what her mother does when she's not cooking and cleaning. This is what I do. So, anyway, thank you. My name is Jeanette Filatico, and I am the founding principal of an organization called the Trinity Consulting Group. Trinity Consulting does something that we call capital introduction. And basically that is a job where investors, you look for investors and you introduce them to people that are looking to invest their money. So that's what I used to do. So we've learned a little bit today about writing in history. We've learned about writing in marketing. Today we're going to learn a little bit about writing your story to help you heal. So 4 years ago, my husband passed away. So I am a widowed mother of triplets. Okay? So it's a funny title, right? Like widow. If triplets didn't knock people on their feet, widow really knocks them on their feet. So my husband died 4 years ago. I was very successful, had three wonderful children, but my life wasn't going as I intended it to go. I intended to grow old with this man, send my kids off to school, and that's not what happened. So I found myself lost. And that's when I decided that in the absence of having any real understanding of what I should do with my life, I decided to do just things that brought me great joy. So, in doing that, I would go for walks. Walks turned into skiing. Skiing turned into Iceland, that turned into a little archipelago of islands in Portugal. I have done some really amazing things with my life. And those things then turned into a book. And the name of the book is called The Art of Living Lost. So what I started to do is I would call my girlfriends and say, oh, I walked my boys to Boy Scouts today, and it was beautiful. The sun was out. The flowers were beautiful. And I realized that these were all things that I didn't have an opportunity to do when I was married, when I was working 70 hours a week, making someone else very rich. So, in writing the story, I started to heal myself. And what was great about it is these were all the things that when I was a young woman, I wanted to do. When I grew up, I wanted to go to Portugal. When I grew up, I wanted to learn how to ski. When I grew up, I wanted to do so many different things, and now I had the opportunity to do them. So what I would like to talk to you about is encourage you to do things in your life that you've always wanted to do. So you have these young girls, and now you're thinking about things. What do I want to be? Do I want to be standing up in front of a room full of women talking about my story? Do I want to manage somebody's money? Whatever you want to do, you can do it, but it should bring you great joy. So I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you today. And I also want to let you know that The Art of Living Lost, the story, it's a blog now, it's on its way into turning into a book, has inspired people. And that has been what's brought me great joy. I never would have thought that writing down my story would have helped other people, but in helping other people, it helps me. So thank you so much for your time. I think
It's timing. Thank you for your timing.
oh, I was just going to say, it's good. Yes. So, do your... Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Shamila, Ramjawan. I'm from South Africa. So I've come across the Indian Ocean to be here to speak to you today, and I hope I inspire you a little bit. But before we start, I just wanted to play a little video as an icebreaker. Okay, does that resonate with anybody? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to take you through my journey, which I'm going to try and be very quick. I have lots to tell you, but I'm going to try and really concise it so that you get a grasp of my life and where I started and where I've come from and where I am now. So it's going to be pretty quick that I'm going to take you through this because we don't have much time. So basically, I own two companies. It's Fairbank Solutions and Fairbank Foundation. So Fairbank Solutions is an outsourced marketing company. And the foundation is my foundation that I actually undertook because I have a calling where I feel that I need to give back to community and make a social impact. So we all are brands. We are our own personal brands, and that's how we grow ourselves. So in order to motivate and instill good values in yourself and look for future growth, you look at yourself first before anybody else. Okay, so a bit about my background. I come from a disadvantaged background. I wouldn't say impoverished because I had the basic needs, but I didn't have the extras. So for me, it was just having limited resources with everything that I did, and everything was under control and under budget. I'm going to go through a few slides as well. So I was raised in KZN, a little town in Pietermaritzburg in South Africa, and my dad had a little shop, and my mom was a teacher, a school teacher. And in those days, teachers didn't earn much money. The business was barely running, so our money salaries to go into the business, and that's how we basically grew up. I married at an early age. I have two gorgeous children. My son is 32 and my daughter is 22. And this is when my daughter was 4 years old, where I lost my husband. And it was a sudden death as well, so there was a lot of stress and trauma on the family itself, including myself. And having to grow up two little children, I decided that I want to further my studies. I want to grow myself as an individual, and that's exactly what I've done. So I started locum teaching at my mom's school, where she taught, and I didn't have money to go to university, although I had good grades. And I decided that the best would be to do online tuition or distance learning, and that's exactly what I've done with all my degrees that I have. So I do have a few degrees. Okay, I started as receptionist and I grew and I studied throughout my career. I'm just going to go to the very bottom. The last position that I had in corporate was marketing executive, where I managed a team. I was head of marketing and communications. And then I decided that I needed to be an entrepreneur because I studied through the years and I ended up with an MBA degree, and I found with an MBA degree in corporate, you're very limited. So I decided that I want to become an entrepreneur, and that's exactly what I am now. And so my MBA was, I had 95% of my MBA subjects were all distinctions, and that was distance learning. And this is why I invited the young girls in today, because if you need to empower yourself, you need to grow, you need to develop, and the only person that you want to be lies in your own hands. So your destiny lies in your hands. Okay. I'm a published author. My MBA dissertation was second in the country, and I was asked to publish it into a book. So it's on Amazon, Marketing Tools and Strategies, if you want to get a copy. And I'm currently studying towards my PhD, and the PhD is actually based on a product that I launched, and it's health matters and women's health and menstruation matters. So that's basically what my PhD is based on. So I have a few accolades. That was in 2016. I'm not going to go through all of them with limited time. But this year has also been a good year. I've been nominated in the top 100 difference makers in South Africa. I've been nominated as the Businesswomen's Association of South Africa in the social space as a nominee for 2017. So I have lots of media coverage as well. So what makes me stand out from the rest? Okay. I believe that you have to talk about yourself. You have to talk about your personal brand. You have to tell your story. It's important for others to hear about you. And that's how you grow and develop yourself. You need to be noticed. As an entrepreneur, it starts with you. First it's you, then it's your company, and then it's your product. So that's basically how you need to start. But you can only do that if you're out there and you're visible. So I believe in the saying, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. I actually put this slide on. In 2014, I was privileged to go and have dinner at the Eiffel Tower on my 50th birthday. So for me, that was an honor because I had saved towards it. It was a dream. And as I want to say to everybody as well, dream big. Because dreams do come true. But of course, you've got to put in the effort and you've got to work towards them. So I have an amazing product, which I want to actually take you through. It's the menstrual cup. I've worked in corporate social investment. I was director of a fund where I went into the rural communities, and I found there was a need for menstruation and keeping girls in school, because that's a major issue in Africa, well, I would say throughout the world. And I found that there was a gap in the market, and let me create my own brand, because I, for one, used to use the Diva cup, and I loved it. And I bought that online, and I thought, how can I get a sustainable solution that's cost effective in the country? And I decided to start my own brand. I must say, Princess D is named after my daughter. Her name is Daksha. And so the aim was to actually help the disadvantaged girls. But when I launched the product, I found that it was for girls and women everywhere. Why? It's eco-friendly, it's cost-effective, and it's hygienic, and it's got major health benefits. It's actually the best sanitary product that you will ever use. Okay, so there's two sizes. There's a small and large. Our youngest girl that's using the cup is 9 years old. When I say our, the girls, I take all girls to be my girls. So we work in the rural communities in South Africa because we want to keep them in school. Girls use feathers and rags and leaves and dirty cloths, and they get infections. And we try to avoid that. So we get corporates to come on board and sponsor, and we go out and educate the girls, and we hand them the menstrual cup. So there's a lot of benefits with the cup. I also left some leaflets on your tables. Okay, and then it's just a process on how to fold, but I'll take you through that. I'll do a demonstration. Okay, so I want to talk about my partnership. I had Caster Semenya. I'm not sure if any of you know. Caster Semenya is a double gold 800 meters Olympic champ. So she's been watching my movements in the last 10 months, and she's decided to come on board and partner with me because her strategy and quest is also to make a difference in the lives of girls and women, because she's also come from a disadvantaged background. And we partnered in January, and Caster is now my business partner, I must say. And she's invested in my company, so I have a global icon that's invested in my company, and we are making a difference globally at the moment. So we changed our packaging, so that's what it used to be like, and that's what it looks like now with Caster on the face of the box. So I put the slide on because there's a lot of girls out there that don't have sanitary products. So every day can be a good day if girls can attend school during their period. We have found that girls miss school for 5 to 7 days a month. Now that's a lot of school that they miss, and a lot of classes. So we are now out there to try and get people to come on board, NGOs, sponsors, corporates, to actually help us to keep girls in school. What Caster and I have decided is, we have two models. We have the retail and we have the corporate social investment model. So with the retail, we take a percentage of that and we put it into the CSI to make it affordable, and so that we can make a bigger impact. And that's basically what we do. So, it's our calling to give back. So currently we are in 50 pharmacies in South Africa. We are global. We in lots of Africa, Tanzania, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, Ghana, Swaziland. We've gone into the Philippines now. We're looking at the UK, New Zealand, Benin. So it's growing. It's growing by the day. So no more sanitary pads or products ever again. The reason why I say that, the product lasts for 10 years. So it's a once-off investment for 10 years. So I hope I inspired you today with my story. I just have a few tips on motivation. I started a Facebook page in May 2016, and being a writer, I love writing, I love telling my story. And so I love to motivate and inspire people. So when you get up in the morning, I barely sleep. I sleep for 4 hours a night, and I find that I have time to write. So when people get up in the morning, they read a quote of mine. So I have currently 25,000 followers on my Facebook page. It's called Motivational Quotes by Shamila, Ramjawan, if you want to follow me. And I get very positive feedback. And recently I've been going through a very busy spell, and I haven't been writing, and people actually inbox me to ask me, where's your quotes? So I currently have over 230 quotes, and I want to publish that into a motivational page-a-day diary next year. So hopefully you'll buy my diary. And I've just put a few slides here on some of the quotes that I write. All of them have pictures of me because I love to look beautiful, and I feel every woman should look into the mirror and say, I love you to yourself, because you are the most precious being before anybody else. Okay, this I wrote for Women's Day last year. She's the epitome of style, class, and elegance. Her aura oozes with determination, confidence, and charisma. She's hungry for challenges and success. She settles for nothing less. She settles for nothing but love and light. She's a woman. Happy Women's Day. I have this favorite name calling, and I call the females rosebuds and the men thorns on my Facebook page. Okay, and the greatest feeling is being recognized and rewarded for your efforts. Your landmark is your personal branding. Make your visionary emblem with a long-standing ink that will stay forever. So please go and read my quotes. I hope to inspire you. When I think of fabulous, I think me. When you think of fabulous, you should also think me and not you. The mind is a master structure. Tune it. Love yourself. So I'm going to close with this. Surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and the thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness in you. I love inspiring people, and I think everybody in this room can inspire at least 5 people. Tell your story. Tell it the way it is. Believe in yourself, because you are important. So I'm going to actually do a quick demonstration on the cap, just to show you how it works, because we found that 1 in 10 women don't know about the menstrual cups. So it's going to be a quick show and tell. It's 15 moles, okay? You just fold, that's a U-fold, then there's a push-down fold that is very, very tiny. It's actually smaller than a tampon, okay? And you insert. So when you insert, it pops, okay? Here's your vagina wall, here's your cervix, all the fluid falls into the cup. So it's leak-free protection, it locks in the odor, there's no smell. And it can last for 12 hours in the day. So unlike a normal sanitary product or a pad or a tampon, you're going to change every 3 to 4 hours, and most women don't do that because you either don't have the time, you can't afford it, and so you leave your sanitary product in longer than it should be, and that's when you get infections, because with a tampon, here's your tampon, all the blood sits in your vagina in the tampon because the tampon soaks, it absorbs it. Okay? With the sanitary pad, it comes through. With the cup, nothing's going to come through. Your vagina actually stays dry during menstruation. So that is amazing. So to release, you're going to pinch the end, just above the stem. It releases the suction, and you just pull it down very slowly. Okay. In a 12-hour period, your cup is not going to be full. If it does get full, then you need to see a doctor, because on average, a woman bleeds or releases 15 to 20 ml per day on a 24-hour cycle. So your cup is not going to get full. So that's one of the health benefits, where it actually, if you have fibroids or a cyst that bursts, and that's what causes the excessive bleeding. So it's an early detection of cancer as well. So at the end of your cycle, you're going to rinse your cup in lukewarm water. You're going to put it into the sterilizer cup, top it up with boiling water, and leave it aside for 15 minutes. Women that have microwaves can stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes. Just take it out, and you just leave it to dry on its own, because you don't want any fibers from tissue going on it. because you're going to use it again next month. So for women that are on the go, you can actually store your cup in here and carry it in your handbag. Discreet. For schoolgirls, it's amazing because it's discreet, no messy dresses, no blockages in toilets, the boys don't know when you're on your period, so you just leave it in school. So it's amazing benefits. You can swim with it, you can jump, you can do any type of sport with it as well. So that's basically my menstrual cup.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all our speakers. It's been a very informative morning, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
उधर चला तो नहीं